Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of True Myths, One Lie, the game show in the form of a podcast all about the paranormal, myths, urban legends, all of the things that we don't fully understand. The way that the game works is that 3 stories are going to be told, 2 of which are true, or claims to be at least, and 1 that is a lie. It's completely made up. It is up to the guests and everyone at home to try and figure out which story is the one that's a lie. However, today's episode is a little bit different.
Because I'm going to be hosting today, and Anthony is finally going to play the game. And as my favorite serial killer, Jigsaw, would say, today you will feel the pain that you have inflicted on others.
I love that. Yeah, so in other words, today, like I said, is a little bit different. Seth is going to be the one who's telling 3 stories, and for once, I get to play the game. People have been asking for this. People have been commenting saying, hey, have one of your guests be the host, and you play the game. I think they just want to see me lose, and I want to see me lose too. I'm so excited to finally get to play the game and be on the other end of this. And yeah, I'm gonna let Seth take it away from here. So Seth, who are today's guests?
Today's guests are Ryan McCauley, a famous YouTuber. He has 2.46 thousand subscribers and needs more. So you better subscribe, and if you don't, I don't know what to tell you. You're missing out. Then we have Pokemon card enthusiast, Toph. Yep. And then my grandma just constantly calls you Frankie. I just want to let you know that. Anthony Manella.
She does call me Frankie.
All right, and today's topic is going to be obscure horror films.
Right, so today's topic is also a little bit different.
Yeah, so these movies almost sound like myths because they are so ridiculous, they are weird, and they are completely out there and pretty good, I'll tell you that.
Right, so normally we do something that has to do with something paranormal, like cryptids or whatever. This one is specifically based around movies, as Seth said, and I think it's a little bit fun. It's a little bit different. We're gonna expand the realm of what we can do in this series. It doesn't always have to be about some sort of creature or something, and we're not gonna abandon that. We're still gonna do those episodes, but we're also going to branch out into different kinds of topics that are still horror-esque. So Seth is going to tell 3 plot lines, I guess, or sum up 3 ridiculous horror movies, one of which you made up?
Yep. And there are no spoilers for this, so if you do want to actually watch one of these, you can. But yeah, you want to just get into it?
I'm ready if everybody else is.
Film number 1. Veronica is a teenage girl in the small cattle town of Dodge City, Kansas. There, everyone in town is involved with farming cattle and consuming meat. Everyone besides Veronica, though, who's the only vegetarian in the whole town. One night, all of the cattle in the city mysteriously dies. Of course, the town soon falls into chaos. Their whole way of life has been completely uprooted. Everything is in danger. Their food supply, their jobs, and even the future of the town. But there's also something else. Everyone in town has a strange craving for meat, and that craving is driving them insane. Strangely, Veronica is the only one unaffected. And because she's the only one, the whole town suspects that she's the problem. And the only solution is to sacrifice her. Why did all the cattle die? Why does the whole town have such a strange craving? Will Veronica survive and solve the mystery in time? Find out in Meat, a strange vegan horror film now streaming on Shudder. Now, Shudder is a very interesting service because it's a horror movie streaming service that we are not sponsored by. But they have thousands of original movies and horror films that it's just such a great service. One of my favorite films on there is The Dark and the Wicked. It's an original horror film by Brian Bertino, who did
What
Strangers.
is happening?
Anyways, that was Meat.
Off the rails.
Meat. Now you guys can discuss.
That's totally a real movie. You told us where we can find it.
That could be part of it. To be honest, I can totally see Seth coming up with this. 100%. I also could see this being a real movie, though. I want to hear the other 2. However, there's only one vegan in the whole town. That sounds very Seth to me.
No, wait, what kind of, what was the time? Like, what was the era?
The era was early 2000s.
They're gonna sacrifice her? Because
In 2000s?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's just a movie, right?
Well, the meat craving is driving them insane.
Okay. I totally think it's a real movie.
I crave meat.
Wait, can you just clarify exactly why they want to sacrifice her?
that would be giving away some of the movie. But
So it's a real movie.
there is a huge twist ending and a huge reveal, but what you have to really pay attention is why did all the cattle die?
I don't know. I feel like it's a real movie. The way he's talking, I think it's real.
Yeah, I agree.
I think we need to hear the other two.
I think we don't. I think we're ready to guess right now.
Locking
no,
in.
We are
no,
locking
we are
in.
not. Unless you want to call your psychic sister again and see what number she's feeling.
No, it didn't work last time.
It didn't
so.
work. Yeah, I mean, I'm in the middle. I could totally see Seth coming up with this. It's ridiculous, as is Seth. But yeah, I can see it being real too.
Well, I'm just gonna go on the record here and say that, Toph, we need to be careful about listening to Anthony.
Yeah.
Because we have a 2-win record currently tied with Austin for top of the leaderboard.
And I have
Anthony
0
has
wins.
0 wins under his belt, so Anthony can't be trusted. He doesn't.
No.
He doesn't know how to play this
He's
game.
inexperienced.
Yeah.
I'm ready to hear the next story, the next ridiculous movie plot line. If
Are
you guys are.
Are you ready, Seth?
I'm ready.
to hear
Are
it?
you ready?
Yeah.
You sure?
Uh-huh.
Because this one's pretty nuts.
Oh.
Film number 2. Lieutenant Williams is a burned-out detective serving the gritty, seedy streets of New York City. Williams has seen all sorts of crime as a vice detective, but nothing can prepare him for what's coming. First, the body of a local model shows up, dead. Not unusual for New York City, but notably, the way it was done, the actual killing, the way this model died, was very vicious and sadistic. Soon, more bodies begin to appear, and as they pile up, Lieutenant Williams realizes that the NYPD has a serial killer on their hands. But still, that's not the weird part. The strange part is the killer's voice. The voice the killer uses to terrorize his victims and taunts Lieutenant Williams. It sounds an awful lot like Donald Duck. Who is the mysterious killer? Why do they talk like Donald Duck? Can anyone figure out the mystery? Find out in The New York Ripper, a very explicit, borderline adult film now streaming on Shudder. Shudder is
Something we're not sponsored by.
we are not sponsored by, but they have a bunch of great TV shows too, and it's just an all-around great streaming service. They have one feature where you can watch channel and they'll just play films for you. I know Netflix just came out with something like it that copies off of it, but Shudder was the original, the OG, if you will. And for $5.99 a month, it's a pretty good steal. Anyways, that was The New York Ripper.
Thoughts?
Initial impressions were that Seth didn't make this one up, but the Donald Duck part throws me for a loop.
Yeah, that is a Seth thing.
I'm still leaning maybe more towards the first one, but I'm not entirely. It's hard. This is tough.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's torture.
I still don't think it's the first one.
I don't. This whole time, the second one he was telling it, I thought it was this one.
Really?
What, can you tell me
Yep.
why?
I don't know. I was just like, Lieutenant Williams. You just thought of that name. He didn't give us that many details, I feel like, as he did in the first story. And then the Donald Duck just really put it all together for me.
Donald Duck detail was definitely Seth.
Like, this sounds like something he would direct. Like, he would create this movie.
The detective part sounds like Seth too, because I know that he's definitely had ideas about detective films before. But he could have picked that to throw us off.
When he started telling the story, and the setting that he gave and everything, it kind of felt very Batman to me. And Seth loves Batman. Like I just pictured Batman,
Batman taking
Arkham
on.
City, and I feel like it is possible that he wrote this one. And you, like you said, that there wasn't that many details.
Yeah.
There wasn't that many details, but Seth is like a director and a movie writer. Would he not put that many details in something, or would he put the most details in something because he can't hold himself back?
I know you guys are suspicious of this one. I'm still suspicious of story 1 a little bit too, but watch it just be story 3.
Well, we also can't trust you because you have no record of winning.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, can you
Me
quiet
and
it
Toph
down
are
a
both
little?
feeling that it's not number 1
Yeah,
and
you know
more
what?
likely number 2.
Let me actually just shut my mic off.
Might as
You might
well.
just leave.
How about
guess
you
mute
just
you
make
from
it
the
higher?
computer, right?
Yes, Seth's gonna mute me.
We can lose without you.
Can we eject you? Is there a button for that?
Eject.
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
It's coming.
Yeah, well, so we do have a break coming up, but before the break, Seth prepared us a little mini game. Seth, take it away.
All right, now you guys are going to be playing against each other in this one. So
fun.
I'm going to list a horror movie that does exist.
Okay.
All these do exist. And I'm going to list 3 actors that may have been in it. Only one of them was definitely in this film. The only thing is you can only choose one. So whoever claims it first gets that actor.
Okay. So basically, you want to be the first one to answer.
You want to be the first one to answer and answer correctly.
Right. Okay.
But here's the thing, you can answer at any time. So
Okay.
if I just list the actor and you like it, you could just claim it right there. You just have to say it.
Okay. All right. Let's do it.
Our first film is
Actor number 2.
So
No, I take that back.
Oh, you're doing multiple films too.
Yeah, there are 3 films of this.
Okay.
3 films.
There's 3 different questions.
Oh, we're doing
I'm gonna
this
give-
3 times.
Yeah, we're gonna be
Yes.
doing this 3 times.
Got it. All right, go on.
All right. First film is a classic by a lot of horror fans will recognize this one, Hellraiser Hellworld.
Heard of it?
Gamers who participate in an online role-playing game are invited to a rave whose host plans to show them all the truth behind the Cenobite mythos. All right, so our 3 actors, and now you can claim it at any time. Seth Rogen, Henry Cavill, or Johnny Depp.
Henry Cavill.
Seth Rogen.
Can I add a different actor?
You got Johnny Depp.
All right. He's definitely not in that movie.
Anthony's seen this movie. It's not fair.
No, I haven't.
Oh,
I've
you
heard
just
of it.
Yeah, I almost wanted to jump on Seth Rogen, but then I was like, I'm gonna hold out. And Henry Cavill, I am jumping on that one because Seth is super into DC Universe, and Henry Cavill plays Superman.
Well, that was a good guess because it was correct. Henry
Nice.
Cavill was in Hellraiser Hellworld as Mike.
Seems like a Mike.
Anyways, number 2, Halloween H2O, 20 years later. 2 decades after surviving a massacre, a former babysitter finds herself hunted again by Michael Myers. Now, 3 actors, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, Chris Pratt, or Jonah Hill.
What? Jonah Hill.
Who was the first one?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
All right, I'll go with him.
I guess I'm Chris Pratt.
It was Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
I knew it. I had that reaction in the beginning when his name was said. I'm like, I think it's him.
All right, and our last
gotta go with my
one,
gut.
let's see if you guys get tied.
Okay.
So wait, Toph won twice.
No, I didn't.
No, he
he
won
didn't.
once.
I won the first one.
Oh.
Hello. Are you even
Okay.
paying attention to the game?
I'm trying to. I guess I'm just stuck on how bad I'm doing.
Our last film is a classic that many horror fans recognize, and there's going to be people screaming at the screen at this point who know this film because this is really funny.
Okay.
Leprechaun. A leprechaun is accidentally released and goes on a murderous rampage to reclaim his gold.
Oh my god, wait, I actually know this movie.
1, Jennifer Aniston. 2, Angelina Jolie. Or 3, Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman.
Jennifer Aniston.
I was gonna say Nicole Kidman, but that's taken. So
Yeah, you got Angelina Jolie.
I got
or
Angelina
Michael
Jolie.
Cera.
Michael Cera was not in this. I can
Okay,
confirm that.
then Nicole Kidman.
Michael Cera.
Michael Cera's not in Leprechaun. Would love him to be, but he
too.
wasn't.
All right, yeah. So I'm Angelina Jolie.
Anyways, we do have a winner. It is Ryan.
No.
I
With
knew it.
Jennifer Aniston.
Oh, I
Look at the camera. I knew it.
Did that movie do well?
It's a cult classic.
Okay.
I've actually heard of that movie. I think someone in my family was watching that movie and I just happened to see it. And I was like, well, this is terrifying. I'm not watching this. But
It isn't that bad. It's very 80s.
Oh, okay.
yeah, like I said before we started, I'm gonna win the minigame. And here we are. I won the minigame.
But did you use your luck up for the
It's
main
very possible. But
See, now you're gonna be forced to listen to me more.
no,
Your
I'm
luck
gonna
is
listen to
gone.
Toph.
No, but he
But-
also won one. I didn't win any.
Yeah, and that just says exactly everything I need to know.
Okay, all right, whatever. Fine.
Anthony, you're just potential energy, and that's it.
I feel like I could have had all three too. I wanted to go Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, you could
and
have
I
had all
didn't.
3.
It's so funny how the roles are reversed, where when I play the game, you guys are like, Anthony's the mastermind. But then now that I'm on
Oh,
your
yeah.
team, you guys want nothing to do with me. We're gonna go to a quick break, and when we come back, Seth is going to tell film number 3. We'll be right back.
Anyway, Shutter's a really great service. It's a great deal.
$5.99, right?
$5.99.
And we're back. Okay, Seth, are you ready to tell us film number 3?
Are you ready to hear it?
Oh, I'm ready. Are you guys ready?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, film number 3. High school cheerleader Tammy has enough problems on her plate.
I know.
You know, you're a high school cheerleader?
Once.
No, I know Tammy. She told me.
Did your ex-boyfriend Billy, the bad boy / rebel that your parents warned you about, did you have an ex-boyfriend like Tammy?
Yeah, Billy.
Well, in this film, he sadly just got out of jail, and now he's targeting her new boyfriend, Michael. He's a kind-hearted, sweet, handsome football player. So whatever is she gonna do? You know, it's already enough drama on her plate.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, a mad scientist purchases an animatronic T-Rex for sinister purposes. His name, Dr. Wachenstein.
What?
His evil scheme, implant a human brain inside of the animatronic dinosaur to obtain immortality.
How does that make him immortal?
Anyways, back to Tammy. Tammy is busy hooking up with Michael, she's having a good time, but Billy finds out and he's furious. So Billy gathers his gang, and together they chase after Michael. It's an intense chase, but eventually Billy and his gang corner Michael and they knock him out, baseball bat, and they bring him to a wildcat reserve. All right? Where sadly Michael is attacked by a lion and put into a coma. Of course, our mad scientist, Dr. Wachenstein, sees an opportunity. He steals Michael's body and implants Michael's brain into his dinosaur, creating a horrific, carnivorous, and animatronic monster. So what will happen when Michael discovers he's now a dinosaur? Will true love prevail? Will Michael get his body back? Find out in Tammy and the T-Rex, now streaming on Shudder. Another great show that they do is called Last Drive-In with Joe Bob, and it's he reclaims all these classic horror films and kind of gives his expert input commentary. It's a really great film. Not a great film, but a great series. He does it once every Saturday. It's completely worth it. Completely worth the
$5.99.
$5.99.
Anyway.
Not a sponsor.
Anyways, that was Tammy and the T-Rex.
I don't think he wrote this one.
Why?
He definitely didn't.
He definitely didn't write
No
this
way he
one.
wrote that.
Because I've seen so many crazy horror movies.
Yeah.
This sounds right up the alley of some of these bizarre horror
There were
films.
just too many details, too.
There were way too many details.
But there was the only other, all right, playing devil's advocate here, there was so many details, so many in that one, and there wasn't a lot in the others. And he said in the beginning, there's going to be no spoilers for these movies if you want to go and watch them. And then in this one, there was, like, I feel like he spoiled the entire movie.
That's pretty smart to think of.
We literally heard the entire plot of the movie.
That is a good point.
That's why listening to that, I was thinking that that's the fake one.
Yeah, I don't know about that third one. You bring up a good point, Ryan. But Seth, can you do us a favor? Can you recap all 3 of your films for us, and then we're gonna have a final discussion?
No, but I could give you like a short description, like a quick little description of every single film quick for your final
That's better.
discussion.
No, he's right.
You know what? That's okay. Sure.
All right.
That's
Number
perfect.
1, meat. We got the vegan in a lonely town who gets kind of sucked into a crazy circumstance. Number 2, the New York Ripper. Crazy killer calls detective with the Donald Duck voice, and whole series of events unfolds. Number 3, Tammy and the T-Rex. High school cheerleaders' day gets a little bit more complicated when her boyfriend turns into a T-Rex.
All right. So now the 3 of us are going to discuss, and then
Right.
we're gonna make our final decision. Let's do it.
Wow.
My only thing, I was set that it's not one. And when story 2 was being told, I was like, okay, I can see it being that because it made me think like Batman. But story 3, like I said before, Seth said in the beginning that there's no spoilers for these movies, and he spoiled the entire plot of Tammy and the T-Rex. And the other 2 movies, he did not spoil the plot at all. It just felt like he was reading the description of the movie. So I really think it's number 3.
I really don't.
Oh, man.
I just don't think he wrote the third one. The first 2 sound
Yeah, I got it.
more like his writing to me. I could be completely off on that.
What are you thinking, Toph? Because I feel like we're kind of in a little
What was the
deadlock
main plot
here.
of the second story again?
Detective, dead body, trying to find the serial killer, Donald Duck voice.
Like, that is so Seth.
Yeah, but so is everything.
Now
They're all Seth.
Ryan,
I don't think the
He-
third one is Seth.
he did give a lot of details, but I don't think he gave away the movie. That was just so many details. I don't think he came up with all of them, and he told it very quickly and confidently. So I think number 2 is the fake one.
All right, well,
I'm
I
sorry,
definitely,
Ryan.
no, it's okay. I definitely don't think it's 1.
Yeah,
while
we can rule that out.
While I think it's 3, I did think it was also 2 at one point at least, and I'm not even saying that I'm fully convinced either way. So like, all right, I'll go with you guys on 2, but if it's 3, I
It's
swear.
not 3, Ryan. It's not.
The Donald Duck voice is very Seth.
It is very Seth. Now, I do think that you make a good point about 3, and it is totally possible that Seth threw in like a huge number of details to throw us off, but there's just something telling me it's not Seth.
Story number 3 was nuts. It was all over the place. And then when he was like, meanwhile, there's this whole thing going on with this random scientist guy. It felt very much like Seth, a big animatronic T-Rex that someone's brain gets implanted into
but
for no reason.
You haven't watched these ridiculous horror films. You haven't seen any of them. There are some really, really weird ones.
You haven't seen any of these either.
No, not these, but I've seen other ones.
Name like an example, like Maximum Overdrive.
Maximum Overdrive is a good example.
It's one of your dad's favorite films.
Yeah, my dad loves it so much.
But, I'm still okay going with 2.
So you said they took him to this like cat place, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, when they
And
kidnapped
he
him.
got a coma from it.
He got attacked by a lion and,
And
got
he
put
went
in
into a coma. I don't think Seth would do that. If Seth made it, he would not be in a coma. He would be a cat. So
I hope you're right.
Well, yeah, it's like, it could totally be 3, I think. I just still think it's definitely not 1. So.
it's definitely not 1.
And the Donald Duck.
I wouldn't
He's
say
wearing Donald
I
Duck's
don't
colors.
think
This is a
Seth-
hint.
I don't think Seth, as his first time hosting, would open up with the story he made. That's a bold move. And I know Seth is a very nervous person like me, so I would not open with the fake story.
That's a interesting point
that is
there.
a fair point.
Yeah.
I just feel like the first one is definitely on par for Seth's writing.
Right,
But-
but it's not story number 1.
Number 2?
Number 2 is what we want to go with, right?
Is that what you want to go with?
I don't know. I'm between 2 or 3, and he's between 1 and 2.
If you want to take,
It's 2 to 3 for me.
It seems like 2 is the most
shared.
common, right? Because you're either 1 or 2. I'm 2 or 3.
And I'm
He's
2
2
or
or 3. 2 is the common denominator among all of them. Why don't we just go with number 2?
Yeah.
And if we are
Okay.
correct, or if we are wrong, Anthony will buy us Dominoes. And if we are correct, Anthony will buy us Dominoes.
okay, correct, deal.
Yes. Locking it in?
I think Anthony should lock it in. He never gets to do it.
See, it's a really weird feeling.
All right,
Yeah, it's torturous.
Seth.
Today you're going to feel the pain that you've inflicted onto others.
So we're wrong.
What?
So we're wrong.
Well, you got to lock it in. That's what I mean. Locking it in and being either right or wrong is probably the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Seth, we're locking in story number 1.
No, we're
No,
not.
we're not.
Okay, all right,
Nice
all right,
try.
All right, we are locking in story number 2.
Wrong. Number 2 is directed by director Lucio Fulci. If you want to watch that film, you better be 18 or older because it was too much for me and I'm 25. It's very explicit. Anyways, you guys want to take a second guess at it?
Story number 3.
You got to lock it in.
All right, we're locking in story
Please
number,
be number 1.
3.
Please be number 1.
It was number 1.
I freaking knew it!
I can eat food
I
today.
freaking knew it! You guys didn't trust me. I freaking knew
Michael's
it.
brain gets, and all those details are the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Anthony lost, and it feels great. I'm
Yeah.
not even that upset that he lost.
I
Because
literally-
Anthony lost. No,
Yeah.
but this is how it feels.
This is
Because
how it feels, that
so annoying.
You
frustration.
play the game not by yourself, you play
I
with
know.
a group, and sometimes you get pulled in the wrong direction,
I know.
and you suffer the loss with everyone. So even if you felt like you were right, you're still wrong in the end.
I did lose. I will accept the loss fair and square, but I had it.
Yep.
Nope, I don't remember that
You
at all.
had it, but you
Wow.
lost it. And
I know.
how bad does that feel, huh?
I know.
Like I said, today you will feel the pain that you have inflicted onto others in theme with the horror films and Jigsaw and Shudder. If you're out there,
$5.99.
it's $5.99. I'll make meat if you want. Let's do it.
I have one more thing to say. I just want to confirm that me and Toph discussed beforehand, before this whole podcast started, that we were going to completely throw this one
Yep.
because we didn't want Anthony to win at all. So
Yeah,
here
we
we
did that
are.
on purpose.
here we are, and we accomplished our mission. Now
Yeah.
Anthony has no wins.
This whole time I was giving them secret signals.
No, you weren't.
Did you not see him wink at us?
You guys are messing with
This was
me.
all set up to make you lose.
For real?
Yeah.
For real.
You gotta be kidding. I knew it was 1.
Well,
We did too.
we did it.
Oh my goodness.
That's why we were so hard. Like, that's totally not 1. It's not number 1.
All right. You know what? I'm counting it for myself.
Anthony lost, and he doesn't get to close out the episode now.
No, I have to still
Hope
close
gets
it.
to.
Okay, can I?
Yeah.
Why is he doing it in your mic?
He's gonna do it in both.
What do I say? Thanks for watching the podcast. If you liked it, make sure you give it a rate and thumbs up the video if you're on YouTube. Share it with all your friends. Subscribe.
It's not that bad.
Leave comments letting us know what you thought. We do this every Tuesday,
Yep.
and every Friday we'll see you with a skit. I'm Toph, signing out.
And I'm Ryan, signing out.
You know what?
don't
Everything.
get to.
Everything really?
know-
Social media? Maybe that's the only thing I missed.
That's fine. Everything he said. The only other thing I have to add is if you have stories of your own, send them to truemythsonelie@gmail.com or to my Instagram @CallDuty35, whichever you prefer.
And if you want, you can subscribe to Shudder while you're at it. $5.99 a month. Really good deal.
Yeah, it actually is.
I might actually be inflating the price. It might be $4.99 a month. I'm not sure.
Anyway. This was a lot of fun. Let me know in the comments who you want to see host another episode besides myself, because I definitely enjoy playing the game. I think it's fun. That's pretty much it. We will see you guys again on Friday with a brand new comedy skit, and next Tuesday with a brand new episode of True Myths One Lie. Seth, anything you want to say before we close out?
Shudder, $5.99 a month.
You know what? Pretend I didn't ask him. Bye, guys.